President Trump's Director of National Intelligence, Dan Coats, is reportedly in trouble with President Trump because he said this.
We currently assess that North Korea will seek to retain its WMD capabilities and is unlikely to completely give up its nuclear weapons and production capabilities because its leaders ultimately view nuclear weapons as critical to regime survival.
In an interview today, one of those Trump confidants who could never be a confidant of any other president of the United States said this.
I'm hearing from sources around the White House there's just general disappointment of the president with Director Coats. There's a feeling that maybe there needs to be a change of leadership in that position coming up.
And here is why the president's friend says the president is thinking about getting rid of Dan Coats.
I have talked to various people, not him, that are very close in the White House with the security positions the president is taking. And I think generally there's a deep concern that on the eve of the North Korea, to have your Director of National Intelligence in open hearings undercutting your position was very bad form.
Suddenly, the Trump White House is concerned with very bad form. Okay. Dan Coats did not testify to Congress on the eve of the North Korea summit, which is scheduled for 9 days from now. Dan Coats testified 1 week before the president tweeted the announcement that there would be a summit with North Korea. And yes, Dan Coats undercut the president's position in his testimony to the Senate. And he did that by telling the truth. That's how Dan Coats undercut the president's position on North Korea. The truth. Dan Coats said it's the unanimous view of the American intelligence community that North Korea will try to retain nuclear weapons, quote, because its leaders ultimately view nuclear weapons as critical to regime survival. Kim Jong-un has nuclear weapons not to defend the North Korean people from attack. Kim Jong-un has nuclear weapons to defend himself. Donald Trump has Twitter to defend himself. And so the chances of Kim Jong-un denuclearizing are exactly the same as the chances of Donald Trump de-Twitterizing. Dan Coats simply said that Kim Jong-un is unlikely to give up his nuclear weapons. Unlikely. And no one on the Senate Intelligence Committee disagreed with that. No Republican disagreed with that. But Donald Trump was outraged. And 2 days later, Donald Trump summoned Dan Coats and the intelligence leaders to the Oval Office for a photo op in which the president could pretend that what the leaders of the intelligence agencies told the Senate was somehow manipulated by us in the news media, even though we showed you then, as we just did, the actual words being spoken by the intelligence leaders in that hearing. And so tonight, Dan Coats may be on the verge of filling the Jeff Sessions role in the Trump cabinet as the president's cabinet punching bag. But firing Dan Coats is not going to make Kim Jong-un give up his nuclear weapons. And that's because President Trump can fire cabinet members, but he cannot fire the truth. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on the button below for more from The Last Word and the rest of MSNBC.